Hello and welcome aliens in this very first module of this course. The course name is Primavera Basics Professional Enterprise, and you are going to just start this particular course. And in this course, we can't guarantee, but still, we hope that you will learn the basic parameters of how to plan and schedule the project, and not only planning, but also how to monitor and control the project on the Primavera. As you can see, a screen is showing to you, and in this particular screen, the interface that you are seeing, there are some file name, there are some tabs, there are some bar charts, timeline, activity details, different stuff are showing to you. But I hope that you are not much familiarized with this particular software till date, because you are naive and also you are in your learning phase. So I hope that you will learn the basics of this software in this course. Today, we just roam around the software, and before just dive into the software and create a project and add some activities, I want you to get yourself familiarized with different tabs and different details that you are not aware of right now. Just start. As you can see that some of the things, I hope that you may have seen in some other softwares. You are using Excel, Word, PowerPoint, or any other software, AutoCAD, etc. You have already used those softwares, I hope so. So some of the things are very much similar, like we have File tab, we have Edit, View, in which you can sort and filter different stuff. Similarly, project. These are the typical aspects related to the Primavera. But these tabs, you can also have a look at MS Project, in which these sort of things are mentioned there. So these are the things some of the things are maybe similar to you, but there are certain stuff that is maybe a new to you guys. Yeah, as you can see on the screen, on the left side there are some tabs, yeah, which have been shown to you in some symbols. I don't want to you just yeah, cram on the symbols, but still, if you worked it on and on, you will easily grasp what the symbol shows. Yeah, and on the right side, you can see that there is a timeline, just like a calendar, in which the top head shows a month dimension, and the bottom you can see that the dates are with 7 days increment, and I hope that there is a week shown to you. This particular timeline is month per week, and it is bifurcated in two. Similarly, on the right side, you can see that there are some signs shown, in which the plus sign, using this sign, you can add an entity. By entity, I mean that you can add a project, you can add a WBS, some task, and also you can add an activity. And the cross sign shows a delete, and which you can delete any entity like WBS, project, or somebody task or activity. And these are the bars. For example, when we will plan the project, we can see that there are different bars will be shown to you, and every bar shows a different aspect. Like there we have float bars, we will have activity bars, we will have milestone bar, and each bar will represent a different yeah, a different activity detail. Similarly, these are the columns. Project ID is a column, project name is a column, total activities, and we can also add or hide a column based upon our own requirement. Right. One thing you need to look at is where I am standing right now. I am at the project tab, right? Here I can see my projects. But there are some projects like ABC or XYZ, or you can name it as you want. There are some projects, and these are the project details. Whenever you will see the details, you can only see the particular details where you will be standing, or where you will have the project open. Similarly, in the activity tabs, I can see my activities. I've just hide those activities right now, but still I can see these details, in which different details are mentioned, like general, in which general stuff of the activities are specified. Similarly, in the status, we can see that when the activity is going to start and finish. Similarly, you have studied in the CPM. We have some predecessors and successors, different relationships. Similarly, we can add an expense to the activity based upon how much it costs, and similarly the codes and network. So these are the activity details that you will be going to look at in a more detail when we will have some hands-on training in this software. Right. So here, as you can see that when I scroll down, you can see the file tab, in which just like other software, you can open the file, you can close the file, you can add new file, and for printing purpose. Yeah, we have page setup and print preview, in which you just preview what you're going to print, and then use the print command. But here, this operation is a bit confusing and bit difficult. You need to adjust those pages just like you do in Excel. And as one thing is important, that unlike your normal files, in which you just copy and paste and save those files, here you need to import or export, because here you are working on the database. So for database purpose, you need to import the data or export your data. For example, if I'm working on the project and I need to submit it to my boss or client, I won't be able to do just like I do in Excel. Just I will save as, and on the desktop, and send it to him. I can't do that right here, because of the database. So I need to export that project, because in my whole database, I may have hundreds of projects. I need to send only one to my client. So I will export that particular project as a new file in any of on the desktop, or where I want. So I will export that project, make it save on a particular location, and further I will email or send to my client. Similarly, if my client or anyone sends me a file, I need to export. I need to import that file on my database, and further that particular project will be imported to my database, and I will open that project, and further I will look at I will look at the project, what it entails. That's how the import and export work. Similarly, in edit, um, there are a few things that are repetitive. Like if I need to add an activity or delete an activity, I can use, instead of just going to edit, I can use these signs. This is where they are placed right now. One thing is very important, that there is a user preferences. User preferences mainly shows that there are different time units and dates and currency aspects. But that is very important, because some of the things that while just adding an activity, there are some different units that you are going to work at. For example, if you are working in hours, you need to change this duration format into hours. I will leave it today, because I'm working. I'm going to work on a project in which my least unit of time will be considered in day. Similarly, I can adjust the resources units format. I just leave it to hour, but I can change as I want. This is how you can change the units format. Similarly, if you want to show a subunit, you can show it. For example, if an activity takes 5 days, 3 hours, right? So you can, if you just check this particular hour, it will be it will be shown to you like this. And if you uncheck, it is just leave it as particular 10 days. So that's how it works. Similarly for dates, this is also very important. But first of all, you can select the date format, like it is already selected as day, month, or year. But if you want to change, you can change whatever you feel convenient. Similarly, the time format, it is very important. Some of the students might feel difficulty that while adding an activity or wherever when you create a calendar, there are no time format shown to you. So because we have currently selected as do not show time. Again, a particular option you will select, like if you are familiar with the 24-hour clock, you can select as 24 hour, and whatever you feel convenient, like AM or PM. Similarly, you can also let your minutes show, but still, I have already selected the do not show time, so minutes will not be shown to you. But later on, we can face any difficulty in time. So for that purpose, I need to select a particular time, whatever I want. Similarly, for currency is very much important because I will going to add some resources or some expense to the activities, and I need to show that which currency I'm choosing. So here I can select my currency that I want. That is a Pak rupee. Now, it is already created Pak rupee currency in the database where you will be working at. The currency has not been added as yet. So we will going to add first the currency, and then we will able to show this currency by selecting this tab. As you can see that there are different currencies in the database like USD. There is a benchmark currency that is being used on the whole in the whole world, and similarly we have some other currencies. So there are some aspects that you will be working at, and you will use user preferences from the Edit tab in your software. Now, I will skip those for the time being and just let you see that how the currency is going to add. This is my database shows that there are different currencies already created. So Park Rupee has already created by myself. So if I need to add a currency, I will just let you show that this is how I can add a currency. I can add a symbol. For example, it is Pak Rupee 2, I can say, and similarly Pak Rupee, and I can change its symbol. All right, so that's our currency is created, and if I need to select this particular currency, I will go back to the Edit and User Preferences tab. Now, one thing is very important that you can see that my exchange rate is 1. However, the current dollar rate, I suppose, if you check on Google, it is around 160 to 163 rupees. Now, but just to come to think of it, should I adjust this exchange rate? Yeah, should I make it to 162, around 162, or something else? As you can see that from the database, different currencies shows a different exchange rate. So what should I do? Should I make it 162, or should I leave it to 1? Just pause the video and think about it. All right. So, no, just before giving you the particular answer, uh, I want to procure a material. I want most of the materials I will procure is local. I am procuring cement. I'm procuring steel. All of these materials are made locally, and I will be paying for those materials in PKR. If I change or adjust the currency and add some exchange rate, I will be buying, I will be purchasing a material, for example, 500 rupees per bag of cement. And I made this exchange rate to something, to any value. For example, I change this exchange rate to 100. Then I will add 500 in my database whenever I add an activity and add a resource, and for that resource I add some cost. Now, automatically, this software will just make a calculation, and that calculation shows that I still need to adjust the cost of that particular activity, because I'm just because software is already is already making some calculation at the back end. So, but just to get rid of this, I will leave it to one. Or in some other scenario, yeah, just to put it in this way, that if I'm just ordering from some online platform, or I'm purchasing online, and in that purchase I'm purchasing it in USD. Maybe in that case, I can add that activity straight away, yeah, as 100. If I'm purchasing a particular item cost $100, I will straight away add 100 into my database, and that will convert straightforward. But still, if I'm purchasing in USD, I won't be paying in USD. I'm still paying in PKR, and that PKR will be converted to USD if I'm purchasing from abroad. So I will add in my BOQ that cost in PKR, not in USD. So I will leave the currency exchange rate as one. I hope you got my point. That is the reason behind just letting go the exchange rate as one. Right. Similarly, in View tab, you can see a lot of things, just like you saw in different softwares. You can use filter, you can use group and sort, and table, font, and row, just like you adjust these particular things based upon your own requirements. But still, these are some tabs which are already shown to you in your is screen. Just like whenever they update the software, they let things easy for the customers and make them show just on the right on the screen. So these are some tabs that will be using frequently. I don't want you to cram, but still, if you get to know about these tabs, like this is a bar tab, this is a columns tab, you will be using the software efficiently. These are the columns tab. As I have already mentioned, that these are my columns. I can add or hide a particular column. For example, if I want to add a column, I want to add a predecessor column, and these are in these heads. My columns are in my database. So if I want to add a predecessor column, what I will do that I will see that in which head my predecessor column lies. So it is very difficult. So what will I do, that I will just click on it, find my column, just right. In this way, I can add my predecessor column. I just click on the predecessor column and use these arrows. If I use this right arrow, it will be add to my selected columns, and similarly if I use this arrow, it will be going back in the database. For your information, please don't use these double arrows, because if I click on it, all of the columns in my database will be shifted to my selected option. Similarly, if I use this button accidentally, all of my columns will be removed. So just let those buttons free, and don't use. So in this case, I will just add my predecessor column. If you don't need that column right now, just again go to the columns, and just let it go back into the database. Similarly, bars, as I have already told you that these are my bars in the timeline. My different entities will be represented as will be represented by bars. For example, you can see that here is the preview shown. For remaining level of effort, it is shown in the green bar. Similarly, for the remaining work, it is shown as the parrot bar. For the critical activities, red bar will show the critical activities. Similarly, if you just scroll down, this is the milestone bar. It has been shown as a diamond. This is summary bar. But maybe you will be adding summary tasks. You will have your own project. It will be represented as a summary bar. This is the float bar, a small black bar. Yeah, this is the negative float bar. Similarly, if you drop down, there are some baselines, and there are some baseline milestone. So this is how you will look at the different bars, and it will be easy for you to identify that a particular activity is already completed, whether it is a milestone, whether it is a critical activity, whether it is a non-critical activity. You will easily identify just by looking at the bars. Similarly, just for aesthetic purpose, you can change its shape, you can change its color, whatever you want. You can have different dramas. You can play with these parts as you want. But just to make things easy and convenient for the learning purpose, just let these colors as whatever they are. So that's how. Similarly, you can add or delete whatever you want, these bars. All right. You can also use the filter, if you have thousands of activities in on your project. You can, if you and you want to show what are your critical activities, you just select this activity and apply all of the critical activities. Only the critical activities will be shown to you. Similarly, the for non-critical activities, you can use this filter. And for the in progress activities, whatever you want. Again, this is another tab which you will use frequently. This is the schedule tab, and this the shortcut is also shown to you, the F9. If you use F9 from the screen, if I press F9 from my screen, also this screen will pop up, and I will be scheduling the project. Now, if I have added all of the activities, I've added all the milestones, I'm just done with adding all of the information, activities and relationships. I will just select my current data date from here. I won't be selecting right now, and just schedule the project. So that's how you will schedule your project. Similarly, for level the resources, now if you have some resources that are overloaded, you have selected the timeline for the day-to-day duration as 8 hours, and there are some resources that are overloaded for whatever reason. Now, if you want to level the resources, it can be done manually, but it is time taking. In the software, you can level those resources just by clicking on this by using this particular command. All right. So these are the relationship lines. If you just uncheck uncheck this, all of the relationships line will be hide. And again, you can use this particular command. Now, these are some tabs that are very much important. Particularly for getting the information about the project activities related to resources and cost. For example, if I have a project of 12 months, 1 year or so, and I need to get some information related to activities, that how much my activity costs per month. If my activity starts from in October and ends in March, the span is of 8, 9, 6 months, or 7 months, and just I need to want to get how much the resource is being consumed in a particular month. I just use this particular command, and it will show it shows to me how many resources this particular activity consumes in that particular month, and similarly how the activity is going to cost in that particular month. As you can see that just I will hide the project right now, and that's how the my my details are mentioned here. But since I'm using the time scale as a quarter per month. If I want to show that in January 2021, my particular activity consumes how much resource or how much cost, it will show to me in here. Similarly, for the activity usage profile. This is the activity usage profile in which a graph or S curve, normally S curve, we use the terminology S curve for the relationship between timeline and cost. On the x-axis, my timeline is shown, and on the y-axis, my remaining expense cost, or just put it in a similar, say, a simple way, that it is my expense cost. That's how my S curve is going to be developed. And it shows that in starting in the start of the project, few of my activities will be carried out, and there will be some time in which maximum of my activities are going to take place, like plastering, form work, concreting. They may be carried out in a parallel way, so they will consume a lot of junk and a lot of resources in then in that particular time. Similarly, for the resources, this is the resource usage spreadsheet, and this is the resource usage profile. It is again show a relationship between time and the resource units. And in this particular time, since you may have a lot of questions that what this particular aspect is, so please have a leap of faith. Just bear with me. We will going to show all of these things that that are already told to you, but just I want to get yourself familiarized with this particular software, because a lot of students are not much familiar with this. Even they are very much proficient using computers and internet and different softwares. I know that they are very much they are expert, but still, as far as this software is concerned, maybe they are naive to it. So I want them get familiarized beforehand by creating a project. Similarly, in the enterprise tab, we have enterprise project structure, in which we are going to develop an enterprise project structure. Where we will, and by using this EPS, normally it is called as EPS. And that EPS, we will create a particular project. Similarly, we can add a resource and roles, and you can see that these are all in enterprise. These are all symbols that has already shown to you right here. Like for example, if I just place my cursor here, it's showing that it is a project tab. Similarly, it is a if I just click on it, it will be pop up as resource. There here I'm going to add my resources. Similarly, this green tab is related to activities. Like I will just click on this tab, and all of my activities will be shown to me. Similarly, this is the WBS tab. This double blue square, you can say that this is the WBS tab, in which I will add my summary task. So I can add either by just going to enterprise and see where I want to go, yeah, or I can just use these commands. And one thing is very important that in enterprise there is a calendar tab, and I will add or modify a particular calendar by going to enterprise, and further I will switch to calendars. Similarly, I can choose tools. Like in tools, you can see that there is a schedule and level resources tab, which I have already shown to you here. And in admin, there are currencies or admin categories. In admin category, there are some few things related to units of measure. You can change the units of measure if they have not already added in the software. For example, if I am going to buy cement, and in the cement, the units of cement is back. But still, in as far as the activities is concerned, I will going to make the calculation not in bags but in some volume. I need to make a particular unit for this software, and particularly for the cement or even for steel. So that's how I can use this command to just make myself more easy to adjust the activity units or the resource unit, as for based upon my own convenience. Similarly, for admin categories, I can adjust my start day of the week. Normally, we have Monday as a start day of the activity. I can adjust my code separator. I can adjust my default duration. If any of the activities will be added, it will automatically show a duration of 5 days. You can change it whatever you want. All right. So, one thing it is very important that in activities tab, yeah, right. So as I have already opened this particular yeah, tabs, I will just change it to activities tab. What I am going to do that I will just right click, click on the activity details, and we just wait for a while because my system is a bit slow. So that there are some activity details that we will be looking at quite often. In the general tab, we have the activity ID. This is the activity ID. The activity ID is just the representation of the activity. This is my activity name. This is the project I am going to work at. This is the activity types. I can change the activity type whatever I want. And for example, if that activity is a finish milestone, I can select the activity type from here. Similarly, I can change the activity the duration type. Normally, the duration type is just fixed duration and units, because we are going to use both the duration and units. Similarly, if upon updating my project, I can change the percentage complete type related to duration, physical, or units. Similarly, if a particular activity has some changed calendar, I can just select a particular calendar for a particular activity. And this is the WBS tab. If I just going to change the summary task for a particular activity, I can change it from here. This is the status of the project. I can the status shows that my original duration is 4 days. On 19th of October, this activity has started and it is going to finish on 22nd. And if I just have yeah, still as I have not updated my project as yet, so my duration percent shows 0% because it will change upon updating of an activity. Yeah, similarly, you can see my constraints. Here I'm going to apply my constraints on the activity when I will apply the constraints, and there are some constraints in the activity like early start or early finish. And using this command, I can apply my constraint based upon based upon which activity has a particular constraint that is going to be applied. So I hope I have just run down, or you can see that there are predecessors and successors, and you can change relationship. For example, if a particular activity has some relationship, whatever it is, I can change its relationship using this particular command, or I can assign a particular relationship using here. These all are things that we will be covering during the semester. But still, that's how it works. I just want to show you this. That's how the commands and how the tabs are going to work. So I hope I just given you a rundown of this software because you are naive and neophyte in this particular course, and I hope that you will get a lot from it, and hope to see you in the rest of the modules. Thank you so much.